Most men spend their lives trying to understand attraction from the outside. They study words. They copy behaviors. They imitate confidence. And yet, no matter how much information they consume, the result rarely changes. The reason is simple. Attraction does not respond to behavior first. It responds to state. A woman's mind is not influenced by what you do. It is influenced by the emotional atmosphere you bring into the interaction. This is why two men can say the exact same sentence, make the same gesture, and get completely different reactions. One feels magnetic. The other feels invisible. The difference is not technique. The difference is internal alignment. When a man is calm, self-directed, emotionally regulated, and internally complete, his presence creates gravity. Gravity does not persuade. It pulls. The problem is that most men are operating from urgency. Urgency to be liked. Urgency to be chosen. Urgency to be validated. Urgency leaks into tone, posture, pacing, and silence. And the mind detects it instantly. These 8 rules are not designed to manipulate. They are designed to remove the internal patterns that block attraction. When those blocks are removed, influence becomes a byproduct. Not because you are trying to control anyone, but because the human mind naturally responds to emotional clarity. What control really means. When people hear the word control, they imagine force. Force is loud. Force is obvious. Force creates resistance. True influence is quiet. It does not argue. It does not convince. It does not chase. It reshapes the emotional environment so that the mind chooses freely. When a woman feels safe, curious, and emotionally regulated around you, her mind opens. When she feels pressured, evaluated, or rushed, her mind closes. Everything in this video is about opening the mind by stabilizing your own. Nothing more, nothing less. Rule 1. Never try to convince her of anything. This rule alone eliminates more attraction problems than any technique ever could. The moment you try to convince a woman of anything, your value, your intentions, your intelligence, your goodness, you have already lost leverage. Convincing is not confidence. Convincing is compensation. It is the subconscious attempt to fill a gap you feel inside yourself. And the mind always detects compensation. When a man explains himself too much, defends his choices, or argues his worth, he communicates one silent message. I am not settled in who I am. That message is felt, not heard. A grounded man does not seek agreement. He allows interpretation. He understands something most men never learn. People trust conclusions they reach themselves. The moment you push a conclusion onto someone, resistance appears. The moment you allow space, curiosity activates. Why explanation kills attraction? Explanation feels logical, but attraction is not logical. When you over-explain, you remove mystery. You remove interpretation. You remove emotional engagement. The mind becomes passive. Passive minds do not attach. Think about how the brain works. The brain enjoys solving patterns. It enjoys filling gaps. It enjoys uncertainty that feels safe. When you explain everything, you remove the puzzle. No puzzle means no engagement. Silence after a statement is far more powerful than justification. A simple sentence, delivered calmly, followed by stillness, creates tension. That tension keeps the mind active. The difference between statement and convincing. Convincing sounds like this. I just want you to understand where I'm coming from. I'm actually a really good guy. I don't usually do this, but statements sound like this. This is how I see it. This is what I'm doing. This is my boundary. Statements are neutral. Convincing is emotional. The mind respects neutrality because neutrality signals certainty. When you speak without emotional charge, without seeking reaction, your words land heavier. Not louder, heavier. Never convince. Never chase understanding. Never argue your value. State your reality calmly. Allow space. Let the mind do the work. This single shift changes your tone, posture, pacing, and presence. And presence is what the mind responds to first. Rule 2. Master your emotional reactions. If Rule 1 removes pressure, Rule 2 creates gravity. Nothing influences the human mind more than emotional steadiness. Most men believe attraction comes from emotional intensity. They think being expressive, reactive, passionate, or highly responsive creates desire. In reality, emotional control creates desire. The mind does not trust volatility. It studies it. A woman subconsciously asks one question in every interaction. Is this man emotionally stable? Not verbally, not consciously, but through her nervous system. And the answer is revealed in how you respond to uncertainty. Why emotional reactivity destroys influence. Emotional reactivity makes you predictable. Predictability gives the other person leverage. If praise excites you too much, silence unsettles you. Withdrawal makes you anxious. Tests provoke you. Then your emotional center is external. And the mind instinctively avoids external emotional centers. Why? Because they feel unsafe. Safety does not mean boring. Safety means regulated. The nervous system connection. Attraction is a nervous system response before it is a thought. When you remain calm under emotional pressure, her nervous system synchronizes with yours. This is called emotional entrainment. The calmer system becomes the leader. The more reactive system becomes the follower. This happens automatically. You do not need to force it. You only need to stay centered. How to respond without reacting. Non-reactivity does not mean silence. It means measured response. You acknowledge without absorbing. You respond without escalating. You stay present without being pulled. This creates a subtle imbalance. Your emotional center stays with you, and that center becomes attractive. Rule 3. Create space, not pressure. Pressure suffocates attraction. Any behavior that rushes emotional connection creates resistance. Over-texting, demanding clarity, seeking reassurance. All of these signal internal urgency. Urgency makes the mind defensive. Space does the opposite. When you allow silence, delayed responses, and emotional breathing room, curiosity activates. The human mind dislikes unresolved patterns. When you do not fill every gap, her mind does the work for you. Silence is not absence. Silence is invitation. Rule 4. Limit access to your inner world. Attraction grows through discovery. Men who reveal everything too quickly eliminate curiosity. Mystery is not secrecy. It is controlled disclosure. You speak honestly, but selectively. You reveal depth gradually. This pacing keeps the mind engaged. The mind values what it uncovers over time, not what is given all at once. Rule 5. Lead through direction, not force. Leadership is not dominance. It is certainty. When you make calm decisions and move without hesitation, her mind relaxes. Uncertainty creates stress. Direction creates safety. You do not need to explain every choice. Decisiveness communicates inner clarity, and inner clarity builds trust. Rule 6. Remove the need for validation. The moment you seek approval, polarity collapses. Excessive compliments, emotional dependence, or reassurance-seeking behavior signals insecurity. A self-validated man does not chase emotional confirmation. His attention is offered, not begged for. Scarcity increases value. What is not desperate feels important. Rule 7. Maintain consistent energy. Consistency creates psychological safety. Hot and cold behavior creates confusion and anxiety. When your tone, boundaries, and emotional presence remain stable, her nervous system relaxes. Relaxation opens emotional depth. Consistency does not remove attraction. It allows attraction to deepen. These rules are not techniques. They are the result of internal regulation. And the final rule ties everything together. Rule 8. Practice internal detachment. Internal detachment means wanting without needing. You are present without clinging. Interested without dependence. When you are not emotionally tied to outcomes, your behavior changes naturally. Your voice slows. Your reactions soften. Your presence steadies. This shift is felt immediately. People are drawn to those who are complete on their own. Detachment does not reduce attraction. It removes pressure. And where pressure disappears, desire can form. This is Stickman Influence. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.